So this is a type of cyst called a pilar cyst, or if you want a different name, a trichilemmal cyst, or if you want another different name, you can call it follicular cyst of the isthmus catagen type. See, this is why DermPath is kind of challenging, because for everything we have 3 names or 4 or 5 names, and they're usually long and they're oftentimes in Latin. So, you know, I'm a dermatopathologist, so I'm allowed to make fun of our specialty too a little bit. But in any case, pilar cysts are also derived from hair follicles. That's why the other name for them is follicular cyst of the isthmus catagen type. They derive from or they recapitulate at least the portion of the hair follicle near the isthmus, which is the part where the sebaceous gland drains into the follicle. And if you go look at the lining of the follicle in that area versus the surface, which is the infundibulum, you'll see that the lining does look different. So see, normal histology is actually quite important. But if you're not a nerd like me and don't care about all that stuff, that's fine. You just want to learn how to diagnose these things, that's okay too. So here's what the lining of a pilar cyst looks like. It looks a little different than what I just showed you for the follicular infundibular cyst or epidermal inclusion cyst. The lining itself looks relatively similar. It's stratified squamous. The cells in the middle portion here are a little bit more rounded or cuboidal in appearance and a little bit less of the kind of stratified squame looking. It is the same type of epithelium, but it looks a little different. But the most important differences are at the center of the cyst, or the I guess what's analogous to the top of the epidermis. When you get up here, normally you would have a granular layer. There's no granular layer, or very little. These can have a little bit of granules, but not much. So the granular layer is relatively absent here. And instead of loose, flaky keratin that you're getting in the center of the cyst, you have dense, smooth, homogenized keratin that's all packed densely together. And it's so packed together that it actually fills up the entire center of the cyst usually. Sometimes you'll have a little space in the middle that's left. But really, the cyst is almost completely full of this dense, wet kind of keratin. So that dense, packed, tight keratin and that absence of the granular layer, when you see that in a cyst, and usually the cyst looks like this from low power, that's a pilar cyst, okay? And pilar cysts often do this too. Look at that. This bright, or this dark kind of purple stuff. This is calcification. And so you can see calcifications in lots of different settings in the body, but you often see it in association with pilar cysts. In the middle, in the keratinized portion, it begins to pick up calcium salts, and so that's calcification. And you can kind of see it's a little refractile, and it's always this dark purple color.